Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Sunday Spotlight. We are Dr. Dondi and Marcy Nettles, your presenters tonight, and we've got some great information to continue sharing on GoPro, the amazing book from Eric Worre talking about mastering the 7 skills necessary to be a top earner in this network marketing profession.
I love it. And if you have not been here with us in the previous weeks, because we've been going through each one of these skills individually, make sure you go back to this amazing YouTube channel that we have for you. It's Team Freedom Reigns on YouTube. This QR code will take you straight there. Hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, get notifications for every time we upload the content. And this is something that you can actually go back and you can do this as a home study for yourself. Because if you truly want success in this amazing business that you have your hands on, learning the skills is a must. And so we've broken down each one of these skills and it's at your fingertips. You can go to the YouTube channel if you haven't been here with us, or you can also go back and scroll and scroll and scroll and find them all on the Team Freedom Reigns Facebook page too. All right. So going on, we want to congratulate the top enrollers for this past week. This means, so we just started doing this. Each week, we're just adding up all of the volume for the enrollers of the week and just spotlighting those top 3. We would love to be able to see your name on here. Every single one of you is totally capable, and we would love to have you there. So congratulations to each one of you.
We've got Nora Murphy, Marjorie Ham Bacon, Team Bacon, and we have Odell Bowman. Great job.
Congratulations. Way to go. Okay, so this is the week at a glance for this coming week in LifeVantage. So tomorrow, make sure that you're checking your email for the Monday Momentum email that will have all of the announcements for the coming week and the coming weeks, because we have some big stuff coming, don't we? On Tuesday, the Momentum Live at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. That is on the US LifeVantage Consultant Facebook page. If you are not in that Facebook page, make sure that you go and you find it. We've put the connections into the team page several times, or just search US LifeVantage Consultant Facebook page, and you will be able to add yourself in there and be able to see all of the recordings that have happened prior to this as well. If you can't be on there live, you can always catch the recording. And then, of course, on Wednesday, corporate is bringing amazing opportunity presentations for us. And it's actually not even corporate that's doing it. It's corporate combined with the field, because it is all of our presidential consultants that are hosting an amazing science advisory board member right now for our Why LifeVantage, Why Now opportunity presentations. Take note, they changed the time of it this last week. And so it's no longer 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time. It's now 6 p.m. Mountain Time. The Zoom ID and the password are exactly the same each time. And this week we have got the amazing presidential consultant, Brandon Cunningham, as well as we have Dr. Sean McKee. As I mentioned, she's part of the Science Advisory Board. She's phenomenal. Do you want to say anything about Dr. Sean?
Yeah, she's an incredible surgeon, incredible doctor, and very, very knowledgeable about all the things that she talks about. She literally is one of those people that dives down to every intricate detail. We're on a Telegram and Zoom chat or regular chat with the Scientific Advisory Board, and she's throwing out questions constantly. So yes, this lady is a student of the industry. She's a student of the pathways of all of our products, our activating products, and is incredibly knowledgeable about these. So tune into this and don't miss it.
Yeah, and you never know when maybe a little nugget's going to be dropped about what's coming up in October with our amazing new GLP-1 activator duo that's coming. So make sure that you're hopping on these calls, inviting your prospects, because this is an opportunity presentation, but it's also a belief building presentation. This is an event that everybody should be paying attention to. And then, of course, we're all running for the next incentive trip that's being offered by LifeVantage in 2025, going out on the Norwegian Bliss to Alaska. Not Alaska, Alaska.
What?
That was weird. So how do we qualify? Because we're running for this too, guys. We want to be on this big ship with each one of you. So we need to earn 300 or more points to qualify for the cruise for 2 people. We need to maintain a paid as rank of SC1 or above, and we can't drop more than 1 rank below our paid as basic baseline rank. Okay. You need to earn at least 3 enroll tracks and 3 retain tracks. And you can go and see how to earn those in the Rise Era incentive. And then you need to have an active subscription each month. So make sure that you have your subscription running and make sure it's at least 150 in sales volume. So you're getting those discount codes for a customer and a consultant for 10% off after your subscription runs.
Yes.
Now, to get all the details, you can see the recording of the qualification details that was done. It's on the Team Freedom Reigns YouTube channel, or it's also under featured in the Team Freedom Reigns Facebook page. So on all the details of how you can qualify. But the number one thing is make the decision and make it now, because every single person that decides that they want to be on this trip absolutely can achieve it with the way they have it laid out. Not to mention, they are well known for dropping in bonus ways of earning extra points along the way. And we have clear through the end of, is it March? For the qualifications. Let's see if I had that on the previous page, but it is on the details. I don't have it on there, but it's on the details in that recording. So go check it out.
Go check it out.
You can talk about this one.
Yeah, so Marcy created this amazing training tool on ITT with Push Play. It's in the boards. The video is there that she did on how to navigate through that, how to download the free version of boards, how to use it as actually as a keyboard in your texting and be able to send out all this information following the ITT with the Push Play 2-minute videos, the scripts that go along with it, the before and after pictures, however you want to do it, asking the right questions to get people enrolled into your business, either as customers or as consultants, and doing it in a very predictable, very easy to follow, emphasis on the easy to follow way of doing it. So go check this out, ITT with Push Play. Check out that QR code right there to get your own version and study this, implement this, follow this lead, and duplicate it through your team.
And so when you go to YouTube, because that's where you're going to find the recording is on YouTube, this picture that you see here that says ITT with Push Play videos, that's the what is
The
the picture?
thumbnail.
The thumbnail of the video that you're going to be looking for. And then you can also find it again under the TFR Facebook page under the featured. Okay, so please make sure that you go and check that out. And then the QR code is actually going to get you into the Team Freedom Reigns board to be able to utilize the files that have been set up for you for the ITT with Push Play.
Yes, yes.
Now, this is what I was talking about just a few moments ago when I talked about having your subscription with 150 in sales volume. Starting this month, there was an upgrade to the rewards circle to include consultants in rewards. And what your reward is for having that subscription with at least 150 in sales volume is that you will be given 2 discount codes the day after your subscription runs. One is for a customer that gives them 10% off, and one is for a consultant that gives them 10% off. The customer code is good for 7 days, and the consultant code is good for a full 30 days. So you have more time for the consultant. So there's definitely some urgency for utilizing that customer code, but make sure that you have your subscription set to run with at least 150 in sales volume. That's not dollars, 150 in sales volume, so that you get these discount codes to help you build your business. Because the thing is remember how you need at least 3 seller tracks to be able to earn that cruise? You can earn seller tracks utilizing these codes. It just helps you do it, right? It helps you help people make decisions. So go out and make sure your subscription is set.
So point of clarification. So on the customer code, we have 7 days to utilize it. On the consultant code, you said we have a full 30 days. Do we have a full 30 days or is it a full month? So the residual of the month that the subscription runs in plus the full following month?
Correct.
So we have more than actually a full 30 days.
Yeah.
Right?
So if your subscription, like we set our subscription so that it would run on the 10th, where it was running on the 25th before, because we want to get the codes earlier in the month, right? And so we have the full rest of August for that code, and then the full month of September to use it too. And we'll be getting another one in September. So, because we will make sure that we have that subscription running with 150 in sales volume, right?
So you get a little hack in there to maximize time.
Yeah. So you might want to set your subscription for earlier in the month as well. Just make sure it has at least 150 in sales volume.
Good job.
All right, Market Connect.
Market Connect. This is the quarterly live event. And we're, interestingly enough, with tonight's topic, skill number 7, we're going to be talking about events, destination events, where you travel to a different city, you stay in a hotel and you attend a conference or a convention. This right here, this Market Connect, is qualifying as a destination event. But it all takes, the first thing is the decision to be a master, the decision to be a professional, the decision to go pro and become a professional in the network marketing space. The top leaders of every company never miss events. So I would highly encourage you, if you want to be classified as a top earner, if you want to be someone who is a leader in this profession, then never miss events. This is the decision right here. It's $99 and it used to be $79. So for the people who put off the decision, they just end up paying more money and it will go up again. So here's the situation. When you know an event is coming, as soon as you know, register for it, book it, put it in your calendar, make the decision that you are going to attend, because we're going to talk all about it in this training tonight, why it's so important to attend events. So the Market Connect, it is the 11th and 12th of October, which is coming up very, very soon in Kansas City. Look at what's happening there. It's $99. Book it now, and book it now.
And I want to talk about what's happening there, by the way. And they've arranged this to where you could actually, depending on where you're coming from, right, and how long it takes for you to get there, you could come in Friday morning because the event starts at 3 p.m. Okay. And if you look there on the agenda, 3 p.m. says new product launch and training. And so this is going to be when we're going to be able to get our hands on this product, when we're going to be able to learn all about these amazing GLP-1 activators. Natural, no side effects. Everybody's looking for these benefits, right? And you can get it first. So make sure that you know that you can fly in on Friday morning to get there. And then on Saturday, it ends early enough that you can fly out that night too, if there's a later flight going to your destination. So 1-night hotel, $99 registration, to be positioned in front of this wave that we know is coming with this launch.
Yeah, I remember doing the very same thing, just like Marcy said, at our very first event that we attended 15 years ago. We had 21 people in our hotel room. Mm-hmm. Imagine taking a hotel room, which was $200 to $300, whatever it is, dividing it by 21 people. It makes it very, very affordable. I remember a guy named Mark Rogers sleeping in the bathtub. They had an extra pillow. He slept in the bathtub. There was people sleeping, three people, two bed. Steve slept in the closet, on the floor of the closet. People slept on the floor of the room. Well, there was 2 queen-size beds. There was 3 people per bed, 2 people going one way, the other person inverted on each of the beds, people on the floor in between. People brought sleeping bags. People propped themselves up against the wall in the corner. People slept on the floor of the closet. Like I said, Mark Rogers slept in the bathtub. So it was, it was maximizing affordability. And we went to the grocery store and there was a little mini fridge in there. We bought things that didn't necessarily need to be refrigerated, weren't necessarily the most healthy, but we made do. And I'll never, ever, ever forget that event. We didn't get much sleep, because there were some people in there that were certainly snoring and making other bodily noises, but it was a memorable experience. And just the event and just the camaraderie and the discussions, we didn't really need much sleep because we stayed up so long talking about what was happening in the events. It was one of the most memorable situations I've ever been in, and I made the decision that day because I was still kicking the tires of this network marketing thing. They said the only excuse to miss an event is a funeral in the family. Your own. Yeah. And I took that seriously. Didn't know anything about network marketing. I certainly was not committed to it. I was just curious because I had kids that I never saw and I wanted to be a better daddy than I was being. And that first event with the other 20 people in the room and those discussions made the decision that literally 18 months later, I sold my practice. We were in the elite ranks, which are now called the executive ranks of this company. And it was all because of attending that one event. So pay the $99, decide you're going to be a professional, decide to go pro, and do whatever you can and whatever you need to make it happen so you can be there on the 11th and 12th of October
Yeah.
in Kansas City.
And, we talk a lot about the US-based events because obviously that's where we are and that's where the majority of LifeVantage distributors are, consultants are. Yet there are other events that are happening in the other markets. So if you happen to be in a different market, make sure that
Yes.
you know which is the next in-person event or virtual if that's what it is. And make sure that you're committing to the events because events are crucial to your success, to your belief, and to having the knowledge and the confidence to be able to do what needs to be done to build this business. So I just wanted to mention that if you're not in the US, because I see Nellie on here. Hi, Nellie. It's so good to see you there. But just know that there are other events and we want you attending those events. And please commit to yourself because it is for you. It's not for us. It's for you to attend these events.
Mm-hmm.
And we are actually going to be talking about events tonight. So I'm so excited that this is the actual call tonight because we're getting so close. I mean, we are less than 60 days away from Market Connect, right?
Yeah.
And so we want you to understand what Eric Worre says about promoting events and attending events and what the importance of them are. So tonight we are going over chapter 10 of the GoPro book. We have been doing this over the past several weeks. And just know that if you have not yet gotten started in reading this book, we highly recommend that you do that. You can get your book with this QR code that's on the screen right now. And then you can get started going back to the YouTube channel and starting with week 1 of this series. But tonight we're going to be going over chapter 10 and chapter 11. Chapter 10 is skill number 7, promoting events. Chapter 11, anything worthwhile takes
time.
It's not an
Like
overnight
sand through the
success thing,
hourglass.
right? Right. Proper expectations are so important. So let's get into this.
Yes. So skill number 7, chapter 10, promoting events. And that right there is the stage of one of the massive events that we had. That is what Market Connect stage is probably going to look very, very similar to that. Include, oh, I cut off DJ Rancan over there on the right margin. Sorry about that, DJ Rancan. But he will probably be there. And the excitement, the energy is really what it was like a concert for me. So I had never been to a network marketing event, let alone, I mean, I had been to one in a hotel. But it was much smaller. Never been to one like this, where it was a big stage. There was lights everywhere. I remember meeting Montel Williams there and taking a picture with Dr. David Perlmutter. It was like there was celebrities there talking to Tyler Daniels and Seth Mulder and Mark Shinsato, the guys that were at the top of the company, the executives, the CEO, meeting them for the first time, and literally felt that when you have the C-suite executives and the top earners of the company actually having a conversation, it makes you feel seen, it makes you feel important. And it made me feel that, you know what, I'm talking to these guys. If they can reach the top level of success in this company and they're willing to help me too, then I can probably do it. And it was a decision that I made at that very first event that changed everything. And you may not understand it hearing my story, but you'll understand it when you're in the room and you feel the energy. And this event is going to be much, much bigger than the first event LifeVantage had, because there was only probably 300 people in the room. There's going to be thousands in the room in Kansas City. So promoting events, it's the #1 money-making skill there is of the 7. So what do they say? They save the best for last.
Yeah.
So the #7 skill, the one that makes the most money, the most, and this, you know what? Thank you for bringing that up. Before we talk tonight, it's not about making money, but every single person, think about this, and this is literally how it is. For the number of people in the organization of these top leaders, think about this. The people that are making $100,000 per month in this industry, they have about that many people in their entire organization. It's about however many people you have in your organization. Once it starts to duplicate and you do things right, that's probably about $1 per person you're going to make per month. It's a very accurate number. And that's when I was blown away, because it's not about maybe you don't want to help, or maybe you don't want to make $100,000 a month, but imagine helping 100,000 people a month have a better life. Have a better life expression, have better bodily function, have longer longevity, have more money to pay their bills. Because we're living in a world right now that could use a lot better health per capita and a lot more money to help people live a better life. So it may not be about the draw or the allure of money to you, but it could be about the people you're helping change their life. Let that be the motivator.
Yeah. So they say that for every person that you have at an event with you, you will make $1,000 per year
Yep.
for how many people show up for your team, right? And so where I wanted to shift that mindset, and Dondi just led into that, was that it's really not about the dollars, right? Because it's not just them going to the event that's going to get you that $1,000. It's what's going to happen inside of that person.
Yeah.
And for that person at the event, that is going to build their belief in so many different areas where we're going to talk about here in just a moment, that is going to help them grow into the person that will do the activities that are necessary to build their business. And it's in that $1,000 per person comes. It's in their growth. It's in their desire. It's in their belief in everything that creates that $1,000 per person. It's not just them attending the event. That's the catalyst.
I remember Rob Sperry talking about, we were listening to Rob Sperry talk to a group of new people at an Eric Worre event. And he said, I signed up for the most amazing personal development program ever. And it just happened to be disguised as a network marketing business opportunity. And that's one of the things about this. You cannot, how you grow as a person and as a leader, an individual, in whatever roles you play, it has everything to do with attending events like this, which is why promoting events is so transformational. So the most powerful type of events for generating success in network marketing are the destination events. And the key elements of that, how do you know it's a destination event? Because you travel to a different city than the one you reside in. You're staying in a hotel, you're not staying at your own home, and you're participating in a conference or convention. So those three things, there's an element of sacrifice, but that's also where you get resourceful. Why would you want to sacrifice? To be around incredible people on the corporate side and on the field leadership side, just in the human race, incredible people doing incredible things to help people on an incredible level. When you make those three sacrifices to go to a different city, stay in a hotel, and participate in a conference or convention, you will grow way beyond your ability to even comprehend right now if you've never attended one of these events.
Yeah.
So all the top earners and industry leaders in network marketing, they use these destination events as the cornerstone to building their businesses. And when you attend, you'll understand why.
Yeah. So as we're going through these slides and sharing with you what we want to share with you about this chapter and attending events and promoting events, please be thinking about what your favorite experience at an event has been and what it did for you, because we just might want you to share it, whether it's typing into the comments on Facebook or whether you're on here with us live. We would love to hear some of your stories about the events that you've attended and the difference they've made in your life.
Yeah. So in the basic principles of these destination events is the more people from your organization that are attending events, the more money you will make. And the other side of that, the more transformation you will create in someone's life, giving them hope, giving them an opportunity to become better of a human being, better whatever role they're playing in their own family, in the leader, in their organization, in their neighborhood, in their church, whatever it is. Attending events will help them become better people. And then two, make it a top priority to increase the number in attendance every single event. Eric Worre talked about it. He goes, think of your organization like it's on the stock market. And the way to increase the share volume of your shares of stock is to increase the people that are promoting the events. And so every time you go with your team, try to make more people on your team attend the very next event and continue to make that a priority. And if you and your leaders do that, you're going to be growing your business and you're going to be growing the transformational opportunities in the lives of the people who are attending with you.
Yeah, and do your team a favor. Don't just tell them, oh, yeah, no, I know you probably can't go. I'll tell you what they said when I get back. That's such a disservice, and you cannot do it. You're actually not quite telling the truth, because there's absolutely no way that you can transfer the energy and experience of the event to someone else that wasn't there. And once you get there and you're sitting in that seat and you're having that experience, one of the worst feelings, but one of the greater motivators is, I wish I had more people here with me. Because you suddenly get it, that they're not going to understand it or experience it the way that you are. And so it's not going to be as impactful. So just know that you won't be able to transfer that off to your team. We try and we do our best, right? But being in the room is
Mhm.
where the benefit is.
Yeah. And I remember myself first having all those objections. One, I can't get time off from my practice. I'm the only doctor in the practice who's going to see my patients if I go. And I just remember them saying, well, if you allow that to be your excuse, that will be your excuse, and you won't be successful in this business. You said you wanted to transform. You said you wanted to be home more with your kids. Then you need to find a way to get here. That's like, well, what about the expense? You know, the time to rent a plane. I can't afford the plane tickets because I can't take the time off. He says, well, whatever excuses you accept are going to be the reasons you accept them. And that's okay. I'm not trying to convince you. He said, but if you truly want, what you say you want, you'll make it happen.
Mm.
And I could afford it. I just didn't want to. And then so we ended up, he said, just trust me.
He just didn't know the importance of
I didn't
it.
know the importance of it. And then I was actually offended. I gotta be honest. I was offended when he says the only reason not to attend an event is a death in the family, your own. I was actually offended. I was mad at him for saying that. And then I didn't understand the significance of it until I was at the event. And I said, you know what? I did not expect this. This is blowing away every expectation that I had, which was very small. And then when I came back, I said, I will never miss another event. And in 15 years, I have never missed a company event because I made it a commitment. And there's been leaders on our team that have missed events and they complain. I wish I would have been further. I thought I was going to be further. It's like, well, did you sign up? Did you go to the event? No. Well, there you go. Then you're accepting not attending events, and they don't understand until they're there. It's one of those things no matter how good of a describer and storyteller you are and how many pictures you take and how many posts you make on social media while you're at the event, they will never, ever, ever grasp it until they're there.
All right, let's get through this information. We have so much to get through for this because it is so important for you to understand.
This was a great lesson, right?
Yeah.
So when Eric he was coming back from the bathroom, I think, and he said he was going into the room and he saw one of the top earners in the company stood there and talked to him. And how am I going to introduce myself to this guy? He finally just said, got up the courage and introduced himself. And what's the secret? And he said, the secret is this. Half of the people in this room, and I think there was 2,000 people in the room, half the people in attendance won't come back
to the next event.
To the next event. So of the people that are here, 2,000, 1,000 will come back. And those 1,000 that come back next time are going to be making twice the amount of the average of the people in the room and what money they make. And he said, and then the next event after that, of that 1,000, only 500 will come to the second event beyond that. And those 500 are going to be making 4 times what the average is in the money making people in the room. It says your job is to be always the one in the half that comes back. And that is a reality. Every single time they will ask from stage, who's here for the very first time? And people's hands will go up and it's probably half the room. And this is the reality right there. If you continue to be in the half that shows up, you will eventually be successful in this business. You'll be some of the highest paid people in the organization or in the company, and you'll be presenting on stage eventually. So make it a priority.
Okay, so now chapter 11. And, we would love to know, first of all, before we go to chapter 11, and we want to definitely get through all this content, but can you please, if there's anybody on that would like to either share with us, or if you want to type it into the comments, I don't know, Rick, you're on here live, and I know I call on you all the time, but do you have a story from a corporate event that you would want to share if you had any experience that impacted you, or anybody that's on the team Facebook page right now? If you would like to type into the comment section what your experience has been at events. For me personally, when I went to my first event back in March of 2011, I had just, and actually the event was early April, I had just enrolled 2 weeks prior, and the event was in Salt Lake City. It was the first ever convention, global convention. And I remember being in that room and seeing people up on stage and thinking, it's like, oh my gosh, if that person can do this, I absolutely could do this. And then having conversations with people like Colt Elam and Chris Michaels out in the hallway, and just, they were real people.
Yeah.
real people that were making so much money and so much impact, and they were not any smarter than I was, right? And so it's when you're in those rooms that you can have those experiences. And then, of course, Don D held my hand at an event for the first time. So you never know what's going to happen at events. You don't want to miss events. So, okay, Rick, it's okay. You have not unmuted, so that's okay. We'll get your story another time. But if anybody has thoughts about events and wants to share it in the comments, we would love for you
I want to
do
share
that.
one. I remember being backstage at an event. We were getting ready. We were putting our mics on. Marcy and I were getting ready to actually go out on stage.
You just got your makeup done.
Yeah, just made me look pretty. And I remember looking over on the side of the stage, and Carrie Dickey, who is one of the top earners in our entire company and one of the most amazing network marketers I've ever met, she was getting ready to go out on stage, and she was visibly shaking.
Yeah.
And really upset. And she was like, I'm just afraid to fail. What if they don't believe me? And she was,
people down.
I don't want to let people down. And she was really, really kind of even hyperventilating. She was so freaked out. And I remember just going over to her and not even asking, I'm going to ask for permission. Can we just pray for you right now? And Marcy and I just both put our hands on her shoulders, and we just prayed for her to have courage and strength and to be able to remember her lines and go out there and be powerful and be influential and empowering for people. And I remember she came up to us later that night. She goes, I've been looking for you guys all over the place. She goes, you have no idea how powerful that prayer was and how much strength and courage it gave me and how much confidence. She goes, if you hadn't have done that, I would not have been able to go out there and do what I did. And then you guys see how powerful Carrie is. And I don't know if that was truthful, but I remember seeing her literally freaking out. And I didn't really know Carrie all that much. We didn't know her all that much. And now, I mean, she's a dear, dear friend. So this was many years ago, but praying for her in that way, and then seeing other opportunities where you see somebody when they first get up on stage or they first join the company, have a conversation with them, and you see them years later when they're up on stage presenting, it's like, oh my gosh, this person has transformed so much. And watching from wondering how they're going to make ends meet, to buying their first car, to being able to purchase a dream home, to put their kids in schools and these private schools and these kinds of things. Everyone can do that. And it's at these events where the camaraderie comes from. You meet strangers that you never would have met before. You meet people that you build a relationship with and you have camaraderie with. Those are the kinds of things that I love most about these events, is watching the transformation and being able to help people transform.
Yeah, you know what? I remember that prayer with Carrie Dickey too.
It was great.
And I remember praying over her to remember that this is not about her, that it was what God was going to be able to do through her to other people through her message, right? And so I want to pray that over you guys. I want you to know that this is not about you. So if you might have some fears and some reservations that are holding you back from sharing this message with people because you're worried about doing it right, or about, making people look at you and thinking they're going to laugh, I want you to know this is not about you. This is about the greater good. This is about the people that you're going to be able to impact. This is about the families that are going to be able to stay together longer because of their health and their wellness has been improved, and that their financial has been alleviated, the stress. And so mothers and fathers are able to show up in better ways because they aren't so stressed out about money, right? So just know that this is an opportunity to where we can make an impact that is so much greater than thinking that it's all about us. So just know that you are amazing and that each one of you is totally capable of making a difference in somebody's life. And just know that you're not alone. And that's something else that these events will do for you, is going and seeing that there's a group of people that are just like you, that every single one of us started out with having those reservations and the lack of confidence, that not all of us have just been able to be that, okay, I'm going to go do this and be absolutely wonderful at it, right? We all started at the same place, and that we're all on the same journey together. So just know that we love you guys and we're here for you and we believe in you. And we know there's so many people's lives waiting for you to impact them. So just be amazing. Be amazing as you are, for sure. Oh, Rick, you put it into the comments. So I'm going to read this because I want to read Rick's story. He said his first global event was very motivating and informative. Meeting others from all over the country made me feel part of an organization that met needs all over the country and beyond. Yes. Yes. as one individual person, it doesn't feel like you can reach very far. But when you see what you're actually part of, that builds your belief and understanding of the impact that we're making around the world. Right? I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that, Rick.
Since you mentioned Rick, I remember within the last couple of years when we went to San Antonio,
Texas,
and we went to a Texas barbecue, and we had Billy Paquette and Dana and Callie and Lizzie and Rick and Marcy and I. We were just breaking bread and having dinner together and having small intimate discussions to learn more and more about
conversations.
What got people interested in LifeVantage in the first place? Why are they here? What are they looking to do? And it's those sometimes very intimate, small, private conversations that help us know who we're going to spend more time with and commit our resources to, because we know more about them. And that's the thing. Those are the kinds of things for us that are transformational for us, learning more about the people that we're working with. So if we have an opportunity and two people are asking for our time at the exact same time, we know a little bit more about one and what they do. We will prioritize helping that kind of person. It doesn't mean we always try to help everyone, but sometimes we do have to prioritize our time and choose. And it's the people that we know more about and why they got involved and joined the LifeVantage family where we can pour our resources more effectively into. So thank you, Rick.
And by the way, another good place for us for our energy into is the squeaky wheel.
Yeah.
The people that are reaching out to us, the people that are asking for help. We're here, guys. We want to be used by you. So getting to this, anything worthwhile takes time. Proper expectations is so important to know that, even though in our hearts and in our needs, it's like right now we have a great need financially, or right now we have a great need physically. It takes time to correct things that have gone on, right? And so going into it with the right mindset and understanding that, it's going to take some time to do this, but it's still true that this is a better way.
Yeah.
It's a better way. So let's move into the details here.
So the secret, wait, is that the same slide? Did we go backwards or forward?
I just went forward.
Okay.
Yeah.
I already talked about that.
Yep,
so
you did.
That's redundant.
Cool. We don't have to do it.
We're not working from the Department
slide,
of Redundancy Department. So anything
of
of value takes time to develop. To earn more, we must become more. God bless you.
Thank you.
And I love this 1-3-5-7 formula. I think I even alluded to it last week. It's a general rule, but it is so accurate. And if people go into, when they say yes to network marketing, yes to LifeVantage, that they have proper expectations and know it's going to take time, because anything worthwhile takes time. So the 1-3-5-7 formula is this. It will take about 1 year to become competent and profitable in network marketing. You'll know the basics, you'll cover the expenses, and be continually learning. And what it is, 1 year of consistent part-time effort, which is about 20 hours a week or more. And so 2, it will take about 3 years of consistent part-time effort, again, 20 hours a week, to go full-time. In other words, to replace your income you're currently making if you stick to it. 20 hours a week putting into this to continue learning, to continue improving upon your skill set. The 3 years that you spend doing that, you will allow most people, it'll allow them to go full-time. And then step 3, it will take about 5 years of consistent effort. Now, keep in mind, this is an additional 2 years of full-time effort now to become a 6-figure earner or above. Now, have people done it sooner? Of course. But those are the kind of people that came from success in other companies, and they brought their already extremely robust and deep skill set with them, like we heard about the Daniel Song, who went to the executive levels in 17 days. This is not his first rodeo at all. Tara's gone to the top. Tara Wilson's gone to the top of 4 different companies. The first one, she'll tell you how long it took her to get there. It was a long time, into the 5 and 7 year mark, because we continue to learn our skills. And then the number 4, it will take about 7 years of consistent effort. Now the remaining from 3 years on, 4 additional years to become an expert, or a world class, as Eric calls it as well. And it's just the willingness to, the decision to do it, the willingness to continue showing up every time, 20 hours or more a week in the part-time and then full-time basis, however you make that work, for consistent effort and leading your people.
Yeah, so
that's what the most powerful and successful experts do.
And the variable here is you.
Yeah.
Right. So how much time are you able to commit? How long are you willing to commit that time? and how hard are you willing to work, right? So the commitment and the decision of you and what you have available will determine what your outcome will be. But it can still work for you. Just the time frame might be different.
Right. So the best way to learn is understanding there are no good experiences, no bad experiences, only learning experiences. You either win or you learn. There's no losing either. So in this world, you either are growing or you're dying. So get in motion and grow, from Lou Holtz. So here's some of the key factors here. Never stop learning. Always read, watch videos. We're going to talk about that. And take new information in, model other people, model successful behavior, try to avoid reinventing the wheel. So there may be something in the ITT system. There may be something in our learning system. There may be something in the videos that we have that I would have said it a little different way. This is one of the things about pride and ego I had to learn. I tried to reinvent everything in the beginning. Oh, I could do that better. I could say that better. Pride and ego, both of which get in the way of network marketing success. If it's already there, use it. It doesn't matter if you could say it better. That's not the point at all. What matters is what works and what's duplicatable. If everyone is reinventing everything, that is so not duplicatable, and that will stall everyone's business. And I never saw that. I was a rookie in network marketing. I still consider myself a rookie in network marketing because I'm always learning monumental and very pivotal things. Study, read books, about 10 pages a day. If you made that a goal, you could do that. Listen to audiobooks, maybe 10 minutes a day, whether it's an audiobook or a podcast or something. Watch videos, attend live events. We're talking about that Market Connect coming up. Incredibly important. Be careful of distractions. I'm talking to myself here. I am super, super prone to following squirrels wherever they go. Be careful what you allow in your mind. Master the 7 skills and then take action.
So when we're talking about live events, it's not just the big corporate events that we're talking about. It's like this last Saturday in our area, we had a super Saturday where we had Gentry Bean come down from corporate, as well as Mark Shinsato of Presidential was there. And then we had other executives that were teaching and training. And that was an important event for me to be at and to promote to our team here locally, right? Even though I had to drive an hour and 15 minutes to get to the location. It was clear across the valley. I had all kinds of excuses I could have made, right? I had all kinds of excuses that I could have said to not go. But I know how important those events are. And if you don't keep growing, you will not be able to grow a big business. One of the things that is true is that you can only build a business as big and as educated as you are. And I don't mean book smarts. I mean world smarts. I mean decision making. I mean, yes, experience, commitment, learning from mentors, people around you, and then becoming a mentor. So your business can only grow as big as you are, right? And so this book has been such a great foundation for you to jump into to learn these skills, because Eric Worre is a great mentor to learn from. So if you need more Eric Worre, he's got YouTube channel too, and he's got all kinds of stuff out there, right? But don't get too much into the weeds, because then it can become a distraction as well.
Yes, been there, done that.
Because you got to be taking action.
So plan, do, review, an incredible, incredible methodology to follow. So choose a skill you want to develop and then make a plan. Do your plan. Review the results, good or bad, to see how you can get better next time. And then make a better plan. Do that better plan. Review those results, good or bad, to see how you can get better next time. And then never stop applying the plan, do, review system, and you'll eventually become an expert through trial and error. It's the easiest, most succinct, and most common sense way. Sometimes people look at it and go, well, it's too easy. Me for one, it's too easy. No, it's the system is easy. Consistently following it is the hard part. We make it hard, but it's so not. The plan, do, review, incredible system.
So a lot of you might be thinking out there, okay, I'm going to try this. There is no try, there's only
do.
Right? And in this process, there is no fail. There's only learn, right? So you're learning from the different ways that you're doing this, right? So keep on learning and you will get where you want to be.
So the teaching part, I love this part. I love to teach in all kinds of things. So teaching, if you really want to master something, teach it to others. And Eric Worre talked about it in the book. Even if you've only got one person on your team, if you see a video from corporate, teach them about it. If you see something new about a product, teach them about it. Get them excited. So you're sharing a tool. You're teaching them about something that you learned. Inspire the desire to continue to learn and get excited about it. It keeps you sharp, on top of your game, and look for opportunities to teach your people. It'll also increase your leadership skills.
And this is something that you can do on social too.
Yeah.
Because educate is one of the things that people are looking for on their social media channels. They're looking for people to entertain them, to educate them. And I can't remember the third E right now, but educate is one of those. And so you can learn something and then go and do a short reel on it to teach other people. Hey, this is what I learned about network marketing today. Or, hey, this is what I learned about talking to people. This is what I learned about how to share what I'm passionate about, or whatever, right? It's whatever you learned from what you're learning. Go share it on social with a video.
I remember, this totally reminds me of something that Ray Higdon said. And I watched one of his trainings many years ago, and he said the greatest way to create influence is start teaching. So you read an article, you watch a video or whatever, and he says, the 3 things you must know about network marketing success. And then, or this is just an example, make 2 of them known. Go out and do a social post or a live. This is the first thing. This is the second thing. To get the third, follow me on this social channel. So you can increase your following, you can increase your knowledge base, but you're teaching something. So you give them 2 of the 3 steps and you withhold the third until they give you their email address or whatever he did. There's so many different ways you can do that. But you learn something, turn right around and teach it. You learn something, turn right around and teach it. It increases your leadership capacity. People start to see you as a teacher and a knowledgeable person, and they will follow you. It's one of the greatest things and quickest ways to build a following, build an influence, and build leadership skills in your team.
Yeah. And then when we come to your associations, you've got to be really careful and protect your mind, protect your heart. The law of association is you'll become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. You'll think how they think, act how they act, talk how they talk, and earn how they earn. And in this day and age of technology, we have to be really cautious of this, because it's no longer physical beings that we have to be concerned about influencing us and influencing who we become. When we're looking at social media and YouTube and Reels and TV and all the things that we're being bombarded with, it was interesting because in church today, one of our pastors that was teaching, he shared that in a household, families are spending on average at least 49 hours every single week on technology, streaming videos, right? And yet they're only spending 1 to 2 hours a week at church, right? And so when you're thinking about that 49 hours, what's coming into your mind? How is it influencing? Is it good, or is it wasting away hours you can never get back? Or is it helping you become someone that you don't want to be? So you need to be really cautious. It's not just about the physical people that you have around you. So it's not just the 5 now. It's actually the technology and everything that you're letting in. So protect your mind, protect your heart, because it's both of those things affect your wellness too.
Yeah, it's the 5 things that occupy most of your time.
Yes, there you go.
And so I told you guys, I have an incredibly short attention span, and I can follow squirrels down rabbit holes. So this is the thing for me, I have to constantly be thinking in my head, what am I going on to social media for? What am I looking for? Because the first thing that pops up, if it's a reel that has something to do with fishing or cars or network marketing, I'm going to go follow that reel, get off, and then 20 minutes later, what the heck was I looking for? And now and so that's the thing for me, is whittling down and making my focus narrow, because I have a tendency to get distracted. And that's the thing. The more distracted you are, the less effective you are.
But once you know, you can't unknow it, and then you can focus on it better,
just
right?
deal with it.
All right, so let's get into the pro tips, because we are way out of time.
Pro tips. Number 1, disassociate with those people or those influences, whatever they are, those inputs that are toxic in your life. If it causes you to get angry and frustrated, that's a sign it's probably toxic. Do away with it. 2, limit associations.
And make sure you're not being
people.
that person too.
Yes. limit associations with negative people, negative influences, negative channels, negative whatever. And then 3, work to expand associations with people who can help you become a better person and a better professional with more happiness, fulfillment, and joy and contribution in your life.
That was it.
That was it.
Woo-hoo! Yay. Okay. So guys, we're almost done with the book. Next
more time.
week is going to be the final night that we're going to be talking about this. So chapter 12, can you look that up so we know exactly what that is?
It is.
And so we'll be doing a brief
It's all
review.
worth it.
Okay, it's all worth it. And then we'll just be going through what the 7 skills are quickly. And we might have something special for you next week too.
Oh, really?
I don't know. We might be learning some stuff that we might be able to share this week.
It's possible.
Yeah. So
It's probable.
yeah. So
It's definite.
we're going to be, and we might actually be a little
We
bit
might be-
different activated on next Sunday too.
Yeah.
Because we're going to be going up to Park City for the Rise Retreat. And these fingers,
We're made for walking.
oh, they're made for grab and hold of that GLP-1
Oh, yeah.
activator and putting it in my belly. So I know for a fact that we'll be able to tell you at least how we're feeling, having it in our bodies for a couple days. So make sure that you're here with us next Sunday night, same time, same bat channel. We'll be here for you. Please be here for yourself. And we're looking forward to sharing the last bit of this book with you as well. Anything else?
No. Be here next week. Can't wait to be activated in the GLP-1 pathway to share with you.
Yeah. All right, guys, we love you. Thank you so much for being on here with us. We're grateful. Thanks, Nellie. Thanks, Rick, for being here with us. I'm going to stop this share so we can see Rick's face there. Hello, buddy. And Nellie, thanks for hopping in here with us too. Nellie's coming in from the Philippines, I believe. So thanks, guys. We love you, and we love all of you on Facebook too. Talk soon.
See you next week.
Bye.